Good morning. Let's do sports here on the AM show with me, Muftawu Nabila Abdullahi. Former Black Stars assistant coach Didi Dramani says that Ghanaians were over-expectant of the Black Galaxies' ability to win the CHAN tournament, currently ongoing in Algeria. Ghana was knocked out of the competition in the quarter-final after losing 2-0 to Niger. The defeat of the Black Galaxies has led to many questions surrounding the technical ability of Walker and his men, as well as the kind of leadership offered to the football institution by Kurt Okreku and his team. Didi Dramani believes that if Ghanaians were not so expectant, that they wouldn't be disappointed as they are.
It all boils down to the expectations that we put around these phases. And the CHAN is basically organized just to improve local content. And the local content means that it gives you the opportunity to also think that we should be very, very deliberate in the way we put up things. And I believe that this administration has the thinking of, doing things progressive, because we are in a strong partnership with the football association in terms of coach education, in terms of training coaches who understudy the game, in terms of bringing them here to understudy, and then after some time we'll send them to our sister club in Northland to understudy. That is the phase of our football is all about coach education. We need to educate coaches more. The key aspect is that if you don't educate someone, what information is he going to give to the one that he wants to educate? So we need to continuously educate.
So what I'm saying, Ghanaians were overly expectant of the team.
That's what I said. Okay. I said our expectation need to be very minimal, because you need to put in the structure, or else you abuse the system. If you just go and then you really has not invested too much in terms of education, in terms of structure-wise, and then you just go and get results in doing things rightly. So this is the way. And so if I did things wrongly in the past and I still gain success, I shouldn't think that that is the right way to do.
Well, the immediate success is what every leader within the Ghana Football Association has always been seeking for. And this has led to what the president of the Sports Writers Association of Ghana, Commander Yeboah, has described as unnecessary expenditure of Ghana's World Cup money. Many would recall that Ghana has qualified to the World Cup 4 times, but there's not a single legacy project, despite the millions of dollars the country has received from participating in the FIFA World Cup. Commander Yeboah wants the government and the Ghana Football Association to stop giving management members $100,000 for roles they do not play.
It's been 41 long years since Ghana won the AFCON. It's been 40 years since Kumasi Asante Kotoko ruled Africa, and 23 years since glorious Atabuk dominated the continent. The statistics sadly indicate the rest of Africa have overtaken us as we now play catch-up. We need to work smart and invest meaningfully in our sport to halt the rot. Isn't it sad that in our last 4 World Cup appearances, we cannot boast of any major legacy project from the FIFA money, much of which was shared among players and officials? We certainly have to take a second look at the practice, for instance, of paying as much as $100,000 to some management members as appearance fees. His Royal Majesty, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this year Ghana is scheduled to host the Africa Games. 7 months to the scheduled start. Our infrastructure is far from ready. More worryingly, our federations are not doing much in terms of preparation, as most of them lack the needed funding. In fact, we're running out of time, and unless the African Union acquiesces to our request for the postponement of Africa's premier multi-sport competition, we may confront a national disgrace. The time for the government to act.
Well, for the Africa Games, Joy Sports can report with all certainty that that competition has been postponed to April 2024. So you shouldn't be worried that Ghana would not be hosting the competition, because of the engagements the government, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and the local organizing committee have had with ANOCA, as well as the United OAU, that's the Organization of Africa Union. What we are made to understand is that there were some issues regarding the marketing rights of the competition, and all these things have also affected the country's readiness to host the games. Now let's hear from the Minister of Youth and Sports, Muftawu Nabila, who says that government is committed to the development of sports in Ghana.
Sports bring, when well structured, it also enhances the social cohesion and generally our health being, improvement in education and infrastructure development of our country. Sports' ability to positively impact society is acknowledged, and the potential is recognized in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development Goal. This which recognizes the sports as a crucial for attaining the SDGs. Ladies and gentlemen, the Akufo-Addo administration is committed to sports development agenda. Over the years, the government has fiercely concentrated on sports infrastructure development to enable the sector in reaching its economic potential. African Games in Baltimore and also Legon. The unprecedented construction of astroturfs across the country and the rehabilitation of sports stadia and the construction of 10 multipurpose youth resource centers, which very soon 5 of them will be commissioned for the use of our sportsmen and women. I would like to urge all federations to hold local contests in order to pick competitive athletes for our country as we prepare to host and organize the 13th African Games to continue to compete in global contests and always provide our best at all times. That can only be achieved by a competitive involvement of all federations at the grassroots.
World Football Governing Body, FIFA, has ordered Ghana Premier League club Midiama FC to pay former player Ahmed Toure over 100,000 Ghana cedis for breach of contract. Part of that money per a FIFA document, which is available to Joy Sports, dated January 30, 2023, and passed on January 25, 2023, by sole judge Dana Al-Naomi of Qatar, said it is an astounding remuneration which totaled 60,900 Ghana cedis, whilst the remainder is 40,600 Ghana cedis. It is a compensation for a breach of contract. Midiama must complete full payment within 45 days or face sanctions from registering players nationally and internationally. The Shan tournament, because he has gotten a deal to Sudan. Abagana Sandan joined Sudanese side Al Hilal from Premier League side Real Tamale United for a transfer reported fee of $200,000. Abagana signed a 4-year deal with the club, which will see him stay with Al Hilal until 2023. The midfielder makes the move to Sudan after a brilliant individual campaign at the 2022 African Nations Championship, where he won the Man of the Match award in Ghana's second group game against Sudan. Abagana featured in all Ghana's games at the competition, where the country exited at the quarter-final stage to Niger after losing 2-0. And this will wrap up AM Sports here with me, Muftawu Nabila Abdullah. We expect the Ghana Football Association to name a Black Stars coach by the end of this week or possibly next week. We appreciate your company. The show continues right after this.